fits right in there and it ain't gonna go anywhere. You don't gotta worry about it falling out at all. Let me try really hard whether or not it's gonna fall out of this boot. It doesn't fall out. So kid tested, mother approved. Hey, what's up you guys? Century Productions here, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Marvel Legends Guardians of the Galaxy Infinite Series Drax action figure. So here we got Drax. I'm actually pretty pleased with this guy just from looking at him from within the package. It looks like all his tattoos are sculpted, and I actually really do like the look of these packages. They look really nice. I like the purple color. It's a lot different than what we've been seeing with the Cap and the Spider-Man boxes, which are blue and red. And I just really like the direction they're going with the packaging and the figures, and I mean, we've been getting so many Marvel Legends figures within the past couple years, it's ridiculous. So I'm just so happy that this line finally came back. But we can take a look within the package. We can see that the Drax does come with the crotch region of the Groot, which is really nice. And of course you're going to have to collect all of these guys in order to build the Groot, and you can see all the other figures right down there with the pieces they come with. And of course we've got a really nice picture of Drax on the back. I mean, I could pose a little bit better than that, but you see we got a little bio. It says, "The vendetta that drives Drax, the Destroyer, knows no limits. He will avenge the loss of his family no matter the cost!" Exclamation mark. Alright, so I'm really excited to open this guy up, so let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so I've got the Drax opened, and for a quick comparison, here I got Star-Lord, and you can see that the Drax is a little bit taller than the Star-Lord. I do like his size. I think that's one of the things they messed up with the previous Drax figure from the Arnim Zola wave, I believe. I don't think they got the body mold down correctly. It was just unproportioned. I just didn't like it. I actually don't even have it to compare anymore because I traded it. But I'm glad that we got this one, and maybe in the future we'll get a better version of the comic Drax. But if you guys are interested, I did review the comic Drax, and you guys can see that video in the description if you feel so inclined. But you can see he's a little bit taller than the Star-Lord, and I think they do look pretty good together, which is nice. So let's get more in depth on the Drax figure. Overall, I'm pretty impressed with this figure. I know a lot of people didn't like the Guardians figures, but I think they did a really good job of sculpting in the tattoos. You know, these accessories that they fit into the boot, I think that's a really nice touch. It's probably just off of the movie design, but I think the way they went about it is really nice. The knives fit very well into his hands, fit really snugly into these his little holsters, or whatever you'd like to, his sheath in his boot right here. I do have a couple gripes. It's not really too big a deal, but I wish they'd maybe thrown in a little wash on his pants or something like they did with Star-Lord's coat right here. You can see how he's got all the little black wash and everything, so they just look a little too plain to me. But as far as the detailing goes, I think they did a really good job with these pants. You can see there's like a little buckle and everything, and they got all these little designs in there and a bunch of sculpting marks, and it's just really nice. I do like this. I like how they did the boots too. The boots have like a really nice, it looks like they did some paint applications on these buckles right here. They're like a gunmetal gray, and they got some like shading in there. This does look really nice. We got some peg holes on the bottom of the feet, alright. One problem is, though, that these ankle pivots kind of get a little hindered because of these sheaths on the boot here, which kind of sucks. So it is a little hard to get them in some positions, but most of the time it is pretty fun to pose them. I do wish that there was a piece of articulation going halfway through the boot, because the only thing that's going to rotate the leg here, since they didn't do that, is this upper part of the leg with this cut mark through it. I understand where they're coming from, that they couldn't do this. I always think that you should put a piece of articulation through the foot so you can angle it and all that stuff, as well as the piece up here. But I can see why they couldn't do that because of the sheath, of course, in the boot. So, understandable. They got to go off of the movie designs, and they don't really have too much space to, you know, mess around with the design of the character or anything like that. So Hasbro, I totally understand. I do like the effort with these tattoos. These tattoos look killer, man. I wish the green was a little bit darker on them. I'm think from the trailer, from what I've seen from the trailer, this is the color green they're going with. So I do wish that his green was a little bit darker, but you can see all these tattoos are like sculpted on, even on the arms and everything. I think they did such a killer job on this, and the back is just super impressive. Got like his little Bane spine going down here. It's all like crippled and everything. So they did a killer job on the tattoos with the sculpting, and you can see it's perforated, like it's popping out. Really nice on the eyes. And I also really like this head sculpt, man. His head sculpt looks awesome. It looks just like Batista, and hopefully he pulls off Drax. I have high hopes. I'm thinking this is going to be one of the coolest movies of the year, honestly. I'm thinking it's going to take the cake for all the Marvel movies, just from listening to the soundtrack. The soundtrack alone is worth going and seeing the movie. So as far as articulation goes, let's just go through this. Let's just get this part over with. The head goes down and up, left and right. It's got like a little rocker. We've got the obvious points of articulation on the arm. We've got the bicep, underneath the bicep, 2 points at the arm right there. Go into the wrist, which goes up and down, left and right. There's a better look at the knives if you guys are interested. It looks like there's a bunch of detailing on them. Got some in the handle, got some on the actual blade, and it's got this really nice silver paint tone to it. Overall, I think the design of these knives is really cool. And if you guys were curious to see what it looks like in the holster, you can see just kind of fits right in there, and it ain't gonna go anywhere. You don't gotta worry about it falling out at all. Let me try really hard whether or not it's gonna fall out of his boot. It doesn't fall out. So kid tested, mother approved. Definitely the Drax we've been looking for, in my opinion. Like I said, I know a lot of people didn't like this figure. I know a lot of people didn't like any of the figures in the entire wave, but I was just really stoked to finally get them. So we can see what's going on with the articulation on the arm. Of course, we've got the waist articulation. We have the diaphragm articulation, or the chest articulation as I like to call it. We go down into the legs, and of course we've been seeing these pieces a lot more. Front, back, left, right, cut mark through the top of the pants right there, double jointed knees. Like I said, it would have been nice to have a cut joint through the foot right there, but unfortunately we didn't get that. Got a piece of articulation that is slightly hindered by a sheath right here. But overall, solid figure, solid articulation, great sculpt, awesome character. I think it's a must-buy. Honestly, I think it's a must-buy. This is easily one of my favorite figures out of the wave so far, next to the Nova. And I think you guys are going to be really impressed by this movie, and you're definitely going to want to get the figs after you see that, so you might as well jump on them now while you got the opportunity. Alright guys, this is Century Productions. I will catch you guys later. Peace.